This is episode number 42. We got away with the timer. So we're live right away.
Jumping in.
Jumping in. So we've got some new stuff from Rogue Rep, FNF Steel, Bulletproof. So
Yeah,
some
yeah.
decent stuff to talk about, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited about a couple of the things in here. One of them dropped like the same day as our last podcast, and I thought, oh man, this would have been fun to talk about. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think the Rogue and Rep stuff dropped like either the afternoon after or the next day.
Following day.
I think Rep has like a Tuesday afternoon drop time frame.
Yeah. What's up, Jonathan? No fate.
No
Checking
fate.
in.
Checking in right away. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Hoping to not get sued.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like we have Gluck lined up for the next Do You Even Lift Bro
Oh,
episode.
nice. He's gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna come on.
I was shocked when Kyle reached out and said Gluck is down to record. Which we had been planning it, and but then the whole lawsuit thing came out, and I thought he might not want to do it for risk of like just wanting to like navigate that type of conversation. It's just difficult. So, whoa, look at that, Kyle. Speaking of the
Wow.
devil, is
Kyle's here.
has made it. That is this a first? I think this might be a first.
This might be a first.
This might be a first.
Pressure's on now.
I know, right? Well, we'll see if he sticks around. Curtis, good morning.
Morning,
Not as
thank
good
you.
looking as you, Curtis. Not, especially
Definitely
with
not.
that beard. That beard, like certain guys just like rock the beard well, and Curtis is in retirement, looking real good with that post service beard.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Anyway, I kind of jumped in there, but yeah, we've got some cool stuff to talk about. How is your crawl going?
My crawl. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me check. Let me check. I haven't listened for the last few days because I've been busy, but I'm
Okay.
on chapter 30.
Okay. Okay. I'm at 42, I think,
Okay.
as of this morning. Still enjoying it?
Yeah, still enjoying it.
Yeah. It's good. Dungeon Crawler
It's
Carl for those who are not in the know.
yeah, I'm waiting for another twist. It's kind of one of those things where you know they survive until like the very end because it's a book about them.
Sure,
But
when there's like 8 books or 7 books already, so you kind of already know.
oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah. And people say that they're all just as good, like just
Okay.
anticipating the next one.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, from the UK. Oh,
Oh, sorry, I
that's
cut
all
you
right.
off.
That's all
We
right.
got
No,
live
that's
from the
fine.
UK. We got hello boys and girls. I will say we've got a few girls who hop on every once in a while, but our YouTube analytics
Good
do
morning.
say it's about 98% boys.
We usually like Autumn and Kinsey are our sisters that
Yeah.
always jump in here, and we
Yep.
appreciate it very, very much.
We sure do. Well, let's just hop on into the document for Knurled News, number 42. Quick little home gym con update. This is usually a really dead time for home gym con because most companies are focused on their Black Friday sales through the entire month of November. They're also gearing up for holiday sales in December. So it was really nice to get four companies within the last week. So Bells of
Yeah.
Steel, Power Bells, Vesta Fitness, and Garage Gym Athlete. Four signups. I thought we were going to have one more from a very well-known prominent brand, but didn't get that confirmation quite yet. Who knows? It,
Okay.
it could be any day. We also have that hold company. I think they're pretty much confirmed. Just waiting for that next to the PRX booth. But uh, yeah, map's looking pretty good. I mentioned it's really hard to tell from the picture, but it is bigger than last year. 8 months to go, and we're in a really good spot.
I think we're in a super good spot. I thought the same thing when I saw you announcing the latest 4 signups. I thought, oh, that's great. Like this is because you've been talking about how it usually slows down, and just all positive to see these different companies and brands signing up. I am excited. I mean, as we turn into 2026 here in the next 30-ish days, that's when I feel like the snowball really starts coming down the hill. So it's
Yeah. I'm
it's game
wondering
time.
too. I'm wondering too if Bells of Steel heard our conversation last week
I thought the same thing.
when you were surprised they weren't a vendor already. But yeah,
Yeah,
they signed up. They you can see them. They got a pretty big 800 square foot booth right here. And yeah, it's filling up. I did have one company I would really love to get there from Australia who reached out, and they're very interested. They just don't love the spots that are still available. But I
I
tried to
see.
emphasize like if we're still 8 months up, it's gonna fill up um, into you know there's not gonna you're if you sign up right now, you're likely not gonna be in a corner. Is kind of what I'm getting at. It's gonna build around them, and
Sure.
we tighten up the map anyways. So like for example, if we didn't sell anything the rest of the 8 months, we would bring up the Olympic weightlifting meet. We'd bring up the food station. We'd
Right.
probably bring all of these companies down and make the competition areas larger. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be too many bad spots. Also, knowing about 2/3 of the people who have purchased tickets are either getting the VIP or a 3-day pass. So they're coming. They're going to be there for 2-3 days at least, and
Two
um,
thirds.
two
That's
thirds.
solid.
It is. It is. It'll certainly change as we get closer, and the bulk will probably be single or double day. But yeah, it's. I mean, we've got a solid group of people who are committed to the weekend already.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's interesting. I know when you look at something like this, especially for maybe a company that hasn't been there, like you said, this company from Australia doesn't like the available spots. It's tough to say too, because this is going to be our second year in Kentucky, but we're opening up a completely different, part of the floor that we didn't have last year. So, and the flow, you just never exactly know how the flow is going to move, how people are going to move through the space. And then a lot of it has to do with, how are you drawing people to your booth? I think when I say that, I think about companies like Fringe Sports or Bells of Steel, who always come ready with like really generous giveaways, inexpensive stuff, but reasons where it starts to kind of buzz through the room, like, hey, where did you get that bag? Or hey, did you get those barbell collars? Oh, so and so company over there, and that's what draws people to your booth. And you just really never know how things are going to flow. So I guess I say that as an encouragement to not be discouraged by the current floor plan or available spaces. So
Yeah, I think if you have good stuff, people will find you. Like
yeah,
word will spread. People are there early. They're taking pictures of stuff. People know where to go to find the good stuff, and um, that stuff does well not only in person but in content. So yeah, I think there's a number of companies that would get really good exposure that we still don't have here. But nevertheless, looking amazing. Let's go to product number one here, which is the Rogue rotating V grip cable attachment. So this is designed for curls, push downs, rows. You can get creative, do other
ooh,
stuff.
Rose, huh? Okay, yeah,
Well, it looks like you can flip it. I mean, I took that from the product page. So
sure.
360 swivel with bronze bushings for free wrist rotations. So we know a few companies already have this. This is just Rogue's take on it. 32 millimeter aluminum handles, optional 70-degree conversion kit for a different handle angle. So I think that's kind of where the rows come into place. And then also 7 different vibrant color options, which is cool. And I think the price is like $95,
Yeah,
the standard, which undercuts some of the other ones out there.
Absolutely
So
does.
this looks cool. I'm gonna be honest. This one looks like a good one.
It looks super good.
Yeah.
I saw this in immediate, and I've got two variations of a tricep pull down or attachment like this. What do they call this again? The V grip. I've got two V grip attachments already, the American barbell one and the clever belt one. But I saw this and I just thought, ooh, I think I might have to try that or get that. The different handle color options, it just looks good. And then I think even that the angle variation is an interesting choice. It's almost like at least for me when I saw that angle variation, I think it's only $10 for the different angle configuration. It's like an easy add to cart because you're not sure, like, am I gonna like this or am I not? Yeah, I don't know, but for $10 I'll give it a try and throw it in there. And I think this looks really good. I recently updated my American barbell handles. I swapped them out for the giant lifting handle, so I think it's like a 38 millimeter more aggressive knurling handle, and then I 3D printed my own what do they call them, the end pieces, and it's much better than the American barbell. Like, I think it's like 25 millimeter handle or something, or 28. But still, even still, it's nice. And I think Jason talked about it in this week's episode about how it's cool to see Rogue finally refreshing their cable attachment lineup. And this looks really good. I might have to just yellow it and just go
Yeah,
for it.
same. Yeah, this looks, and then this is light, so this would work well with like the Voltras and stuff like that, I believe.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a good call out because my American barbell one, especially now with those heavier giant lifting handles on it, is pretty beefy. It's heavy. So this looks compelling.
Yeah, this
Color
one's compelling.
choices, yeah, I like it a lot. I don't know what else to say here. There's some interesting conversations going on in the Home Gym Facebook group about this one and the price. I'll leave it to you guys to go check that out if you want.
What are the conversations?
The community, somebody in there used it as an opportunity to call out 4-6, the price of the 4-6 fitness one at around $250 for theirs versus Rogue's made in USA option. You kind of called it out, undercutting some of the various price points that we see other ones like this going for. And it just was this like intense back, not intense, but just like a back and forth about are companies overcharging for their products, or is that just what it takes to be a boutique small
Mm.
business, and make it worth your while. And yeah.
Yeah, Rogue just has that ability to, you know, they're manufacturing their own stuff. And I think Mario's can do a little more,
it
if I'm not
can it
Yeah,
can Yes, you're right. You
yeah.
can do a fixed, it doesn't, you can set it to not swivel, which, as we
Would be
talked about,
nice.
it's nice when we
Yeah.
covered Mario's piece, I don't know, a handful of episodes ago. I called out specifically that there are different movements that you will want it to not swivel. And so Mario giving you that option, basically two attachments in one, somewhat justifies that price. So
Yeah.
yeah.
A- Absolutely. And then real quick
Oh,
before we go on to the next slide.
Jared just had a
Oh
quick
yeah,
question.
answer that.
I do not believe that the handles themselves spin, whereas like the U clips one that Elliot just released, those do rotate, but the centerpiece doesn't swivel. So on this one, these are fixed handles.
Got it. And then responding to Autumn, I'd like to see Wahoo and Zwift come to HGC. So I haven't reached out to Wahoo, but I've reached out to a lot of companies like Zwift. Um, what's the app I like? Garmin, Strava. I have reached out to a lot of those companies, but basically what I do is you know, I, I, I pay for a software that, gives you outreach information, and you just never know how up to date those contacts are. So if anybody has, if anyone has contacts for companies they'd like to see, just send them over to me. Also, going back to the map, we still have 0 supplement companies there. So just pointing that out, and I just want to make it known because I've gotten some flack in the past that I have reached out to many different supplement companies and just no interest. So I'm trying to get some supplement companies. Uh, Maybe I'll just spend my afternoon sending a bunch of emails to supplement companies.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
I hope so. I'd love to see a few of those
we
there.
need we need some,
Hmm.
just some variety. Let's go next. So we've got the rep leg extension, leg curl bench. So this is compatible with their Blackhawk, Nighthawk, and AB 5000 benches. It uses 3 types of resistance, so plate loaded, resistance, and band pegs. Um, I do think they did a good job with this of keeping the resistance profile in mind. For example, when I use a plate loaded leg curl, leg extension, so much better when you can combine plates and bands. So much better. So I think that looks good. I haven't actually tried this, and I think they have probably made some improvements since Home Gym Con.
Hmm.
But they are very clear that it was designed with that in mind. It also has adjustable shin pad, side handles, and a flat thigh pad, built-in wheels so that you can take it off and store it in a corner. Uses a magnetic lock pin, so you can lock that in when you're moving it around, so it's not swinging when you're moving around, and you
Right.
can also use it for like decline stuff. So abs and decline bench, or however you would use it. I think the big question for everybody is if you have a rep bench, you like this, do you get this now, or do you wait for the dialed motion partnership that could still be like a year out? So,
Yeah, yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see how many people are going to buy this with plans just to swap to the dialed motion once that releases. I mean, another year is a long time to wait. And I mean, for those that don't know, I mean, this piece right here is 5 or 6 years in the making. They rep was talking about dropping this back in 2020 when we were all building out our gyms, and they would do like AMAs on Reddit or be in the Discord or even on the Facebook group. The community was asking, "Hey, when are we going to see a leg curl, leg extension attachment for your benches?" And they would just, "It's coming soon. It's coming soon. We're working on it. We're working on it." And here we are, basically 6 years later, and it's finally here. And I think they did a really good job with this. I used it at Home Gym Con, or at least the iteration of it that they had at Home Gym Con, and I thought it was really good. It was just, the dialed motion one just really stole the show because of its low profile. It's easy to move around. It's not as big as this one. But if I hadn't seen the dialed motion, this would be just an easy yes. It functioned great. I was able to set it up with the pulley. Felt wonderful. I liked it a lot. I think it's a winner. I think you can't go wrong with this piece.
I also imagine that the dialed motion one is going to be the premium option. So it's probably
Oh,
going to be
for
more
sure.
expensive than
Oh
this
yeah,
as well. So,
absolutely.
but
I'm trying to see if we've got anything in the comments here.
how much is the cable option? I'm not sure if I think it just includes all of it,
No,
right? Or am I
no,
correct? Nope,
no.
nope, sorry.
There's two variations. It's you can get it with or without the cable option.
Got it.
Yeah. So I guess that's really up to you. Question for you. Have you ever used other bench mounted leg extension leg curls like either Iron Master or Bolt Fitness or any of those other ones that have been out for a while? Okay.
No.
I was just curious if those ones were designed with the same level of intention for the band resistance as the rep one is, because it's kind of a necessary thing if you want to keep your resistance curve right on the money, you need some bands. But the way that they set up their band configuration, or your ability to set up bands, is well executed on this one.
Yeah, I guess I have tried the Force USA one, um,
Okay. Yeah.
like, which would have been a decent option 5 years ago. But it was just plate loaded, and yeah, like there's issues with the strength curve. I'm a bigger guy, so it was a little tight. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This seems like a good option. I think there's a lot of rep benches out there that are probably going to add this right away.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got a question. How do you feel about them almost buying out Dialed Motions one? We talked about this a little bit, I think, last episode or the episode before that. I think it's a good move. It's going to benefit the community that Rep is going to partner with Dialed Motion on their piece. We're going to not have to worry about availability, or I think it should drive down the price a little bit. And you'll have the benefit of Rep's, excellent customer service. I think it's a win in the long run. It's just a bummer that it's going to be pushed out another 12 to 14
Yeah, and
months.
I think Dialed Motion probably wanted to do it also so they could start working on other stuff.
Something
So
else.
they're
Yeah,
a small staff, they're just one by one, releasing one product or maybe two products at a time. And I think moving on to something like this can help them continue to do what they do best.
I agree. I agree for sure.
All right, next up, we ready?
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
skimming the comments. I think we're good.
All right, next up is the Iron Keep obelisk. Maybe Iron Keep obelisk from F&F Steel. So this is a vertical storage post that you can directly onto your wall. It is available in, I should say it's more than a storage post. You can use it for a variety of reasons. But it's available in 80 inches or 90 inches in 3x2 or 3x3. It has the keyholes with both 5/8 inch and 1 inch attachments. Your creativity is, you can be very creative with something like this. So you can use it for storing plates, bars, bands, accessories. You can, put on like a shoulder boulder attachment, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Landmine, bulletproof isolator. I don't know. Bulletproof isolator might be a little tricky going back and forth, but there's surely plenty that you could do. And then I think what separates this from other like custom options out there is it includes 2 wall mounts, 2 stringer tubes, lag screws, and just everything you need to get it onto the wall, as opposed to like going to the hardware store and you know figuring out
Hacking it
what you
together.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, there's also a pretty good Black Friday sale right now that takes 20% off of it if you want to check it out. And to take some credit, they did take inspiration after I made an Instagram post and said more companies should offer something like this, and they sent it to me early. So here's a look at mine. I didn't really do much cleaning up around it, but I've just kind of used it as like a storage solution. So here's a quick video of mine. I have another one on the other side as well, but this one is way better than that. It has the holes all the way up to the top. It was easy to mount. Yeah, so I am just using it for plate storage, but as your gym evolves, I'm sure this will change. I'll keep modifying it and adding stuff, but this is what I had laying around and threw it on there. And here's a picture. Yeah, I took the pictures this morning. I didn't really clean up. But that said, I do really like it, and it is something I've been saying should be
You're a
available for a
single
while.
post, yeah, elitist.
I love a good single
Evangelist.
post. You can,
Evangelist.
I mean, like there are like if you deck out your home gym and cover up most of the walls, there might not be availability to put some sort of huge storage system on, but if you can like put it in between 2 machines, put it in between a rack, and your adjustable dumbbells or whatever. There's just a lot of creative ways you can do this. And again, I think what set this one apart was it it was very easy to install.
What are we talking price wise before the
Uh,
discount?
I think it's like 320.
Okay.
320 made in America. And it is 20% off, which, I think it drops the price down to like 260 or something like that for their Black Friday sale. I don't have any sort of uh, deal with them or anything, but I think
Okay.
this is a good product. I just wanted to point that out. Like, I'm not just saying go get it now. Um, but yeah, I think this is cool. A cool example of a company listening to the community and making it.
Yeah, and the price isn't too bad. I mean, especially for F&F Steel, who typically is a little bit on the pricier side, being a made in America smaller company, is Icebox Jim Eccles 14 gauge and no damn foot plate. Is he talking about this or is he talking about something else?
Is it 14 gauge? I'm not.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
quite
I'm gonna
sure.
try and pull it
That's
up.
why I said it. I wouldn't necessarily want something like the isolator swinging off the side. Um, there's no foot plate. I think a foot plate would be a nice addition. Actually, I heard Eccles say that in the past.
Okay, so he must be talking about this
I mean,
piece
it's still
then.
plenty strong.
Well, the 14 gauge steel would probably give some better insight into why the cost is where it's at, a little bit more competitively priced. I'm trying to pull it up on their website. Okay, one of the questions I was going to have is does it ship with those white gussets or are they actually going to color match? And it looks like from the website, the gussets
It
are color matched.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the white ones sent. I don't if in a perfect world I'd probably not include those or make them so that you can because it does take a couple holes off of
Yeah,
potential
I
use.
noticed. Yep.
So I don't think they're absolutely necessary if you're not too worried about, scratching it up. I think it would be completely fine without the gussets depending on your use.
Wait, then how
So
would you attach the cross members to the upright without the gussets?
that's a good point. Never mind. Yeah, I would like to see it better formed, I guess.
Okay.
Better formed,
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I was like, wait, what magic do they have? I'm looking for bolts that I'm not seeing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. My bad, my bad.
Yeah.
Uh,
On their product page, they have it with like a pulley system on here. It looks like a bunch of
you
they
could
got
certainly put a pulley system on there. Yeah,
yeah,
or a
yeah,
Voltra, or yeah, lots of potential. And I mean, if you can see like how I'm using it, there is. I saw a somebody mentioned they'd rather have it to the rack. I mean, yeah, I mean that can also work. I think this is just I don't think that necessarily works for everybody though, and I think most people have a little tight corner they could probably put up in a wall
yep,
on the wall. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
but
think it's a good option. I think the price is right. I really don't have. I know you're more like I said. You're the single post evangelist. You've thought through this a lot. I don't exactly know how I would use mine, but anytime you've got extra place to put stuff, you're gonna fill it up.
well, if you
So
look too on like the rack behind me, it opens up my posts. So if you have a four-post rack, you have the ability if you're using one end to store your plates. Now you have four posts you can use to lift off of or add another
good
attachment.
point.
So I think it just opens up stuff like that as well. I definitely think it's not like you're gonna plan. I think it's something you would discover a need for along your home gym journey. I don't think it's like thing number one. I also think this should have been available a long time ago. It's just something basic that I don't think it's groundbreaking. I'm not trying to say it's like the world's greatest piece of gym equipment, but it's a nice little piece that I think somebody can add for.
Yeah, and
So
then this is a good call out. It's made for a Voltra, which I think that's another good use case is to give you a post to mount your Voltra in a bunch of different positions. And when I look at Beyond Powers, they call it their mini rack, but it's essentially the same thing. They're single upright. Theirs is 459. So this is a nice option, $100 less, gives you the same functionality, and you get the keyholes on all four sides. Whereas with the Beyond Power, it's just 1 inch holes all the way around. So good call out there on it being a good option if you've got a Voltra.
Yes. All right. Let's move on to, we've got the isolator pullover attachment. So just another example of Bulletproof adding to the isolator. This one's not cheap, but you know, it's kind of like as described. It allows you to do a pullover, kind of like you would find, kind of like a machine you would find in a commercial gym. I remember using something like this in the commercial gym and just being so sore.
Yes.
Like I remember it's been so long since I've used it. I don't even truly remember like the all of the benefits, but I remember it being a go-to for me. Like, okay, I need to do that. I need to do that, and I'm gonna be sore the next day. And this one looks like it moves well or moves smoothly. Looks like it's a decent size. It has the pads for your elbows, upper arms.
What are
So
we
this is
talking price wise?
I think $399 for pre-sale.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And their pre-sale prices are usually a
yeah,
pretty
lower.
significant discount from what the actual retail price will be. I agree with you. I've used them before too, and I really like them. I'm somebody who has always had a hard time making that appropriate mind muscle connection with either lat pullovers from a cable or what would this mimic, like a easy bar curl pullover from lying on a bench or something.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas whereas a machine just kind of dials you in, and hopefully gets you targeting those muscles right. So I think it's a compelling option. Again, the isolator ecosystem is robust. I would love to see somebody who's got like every single piece and how
It's
they
getting
set it up in their
robust.
gym. Yeah.
He also teased something that would make it glide up and down a rack.
Really?
Which, yes, I didn't look at the details, but I saw the video, and yeah, he has the isolator, and he just lifts it up, lifts it down, lifts it up, lifts it down. Uh,
Huh.
probably even more cost, but
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
in that system, I think it would be worth it. You could probably even take the isolator and store it all the way at the top or at the bottom easily, which would be pretty handy,
That's interesting. Yeah.
or switch movements easier. But yeah, that's the doc this week.
Oh, that's all we got. Okay. Good stuff in
So
there though.
it was good stuff. The home gym product creators keep pumping out good stuff.
How are you feeling about Black Friday sales this year? Especially as somebody, you're looking at them, right? Because you're probably posting them to, you're aware of the sales, you're sending out the Knurled newsletter. What are your thoughts on how Black Friday sales look this year?
They're about what they've been the last couple of years. Maybe a tad better, but
Yeah, a
yeah,
tad better, you think? Okay.
I think it's a tad better. But usually, what I've said in the past, or at least the past like 3, 4, 5 years now, I guess, the discounts are not really big enough to wait all year for a purchase, I would say.
Not at all.
Whereas they used to be, you could really load up during these sales. Now it's like might as well just get it so you don't have to wait 6 months to save 5 or 10%.
I mean, I think unless maybe if you're buying your whole gym, or a whole rack, and I think, for instance,
Yeah.
Rep had their rack week where it was like 10% off your entire cart, where I could see that if you're just completely kitting out your gym, that 10% would be a significant discount. But for those of us who are just kind of adding little ones and twos, you're absolutely right. It's not worth it to wait all year for that discount.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say other than that.
Yeah, nothing's driven me to go buy now.
No, me either.
Let's see what we got. Jameson saying Wait It Out's got some new stuff coming soon. That's always interesting. Oh, you know what we could have put in here, but we didn't. Maybe we'll talk about it in next week's was the new Pepin plates that he just teased yesterday. Those
That
look
was cool.
interesting. Yeah.
That was cool. So that's actually something I've had on my mind. Like, I feel like if we had to start weight plates all over again,
Yeah.
especially for the powerlifting world, you would make one plate just like this much bigger than the rest, and it would always be your first plate you put on there. And then you
Yeah.
could just slide everything else on there.
I
And
mean,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it would remove the need for a deadlift jack.
Well, you can kind of do that already, depending on, for instance, so with a 45-pound plate, you have typically two options. You've got I think it's 17 and a half inch diameter plates, and then there's the 17 and 3/4 inch, which is the powerlifting
Hmm.
standard. It could be 1/4 inch and half inch. I can't remember if it's half inch and 3/4 or 1/4 and half inch. But for instance, like all of the UMAX plates that I just acquired, the urethane ones, they are not powerlifting standard. I think they're exactly what you said, like that 17 and a half inch diameter. But then I still have like larger bumper plates, or I have a pair of like the Rogue Arnold plates. So I can essentially do what you're talking about, which is to start with that one. It lifts the rest of the plates off about 1/4 inch, half inch, enough to slide them on and off easier. So when I looked at like those Pepins, I thought, oh, you would just need one set of these, and then you can use whatever else you've got to get them on there easier. So holy cow, Tommy and Tanner are in the live. What
Wow.
is going on? Crew represent. Finally made it for the live show. Oh heck yeah. That's awesome. Welcome to the show, guys. You caught us as we are just finding things to chat about. Black Friday sales.
I
Any
do have one. I do have one other thing. Let me
Go
pull it
ahead.
up.
What do you got?
So we do have so Sean over at Gym Gear Finder,
Yeah.
who also is running the Home Gym Con website. He's got a ton of just like, let's call them computer skills. So here's a doc that he put together. So gymgearfinder.com, fix dumbbell comparison V1.0. So this is really good if you are like, I'm in the market for dumbbells.
Oh
You know,
wow.
especially with dumbbells, most of them are kind of the same. There's probably a lot of people who are just like, I want the cheapest. Let me sort by the cheapest. And he has everything from Cap, Amazon, Iron Company, GetRx. We got Rep somewhere in the middle, Rogue somewhere in the middle, and then also, some of the more bougie ones towards the bottom. Can't sort this because it's view only, but this is a good resource. So gymgearfinder.com is starting to put together a lot of stuff like this. I think this is the first one he's kind of ready to share. But yeah, this is a pretty cool resource. So gymgearfinder.com, you can go check out that website. Give Sean some love, who's doing a lot of really good work for Home Gym Con as well. But yeah, you can see not only dollars per pound, but also like if you're looking for 150-pound dumbbells, he has options all the way up to that. If you know which kind of you want, ergonomic or straight handles, you want rubber. I don't know if there's any rubber on here. Sean, maybe you should put some rubber on here. Oh no, here's rubber, chrome handle. So you got handle, shape, lots of stuff on here. So
Yeah. If Sean is listening, and if not, I'll DM him. Got to get giant lifting on here. Giant lifting has probably I mean, they're one of the more competitively priced, knurled, straight handle, like without the ergonomic rubber grip dumbbells, especially if you live in Arizona or the Seattle area, because that's where their warehouses are, and you can get a significant discount for not having to use their free shipping option. I had them for a long time. They're a great option, and I'd be curious to see where they land because I did that same research of like what's the best price per pound, and
Well,
yeah,
this could save you hours
yeah, exactly.
if you wanted to do some sort of research. So, all right, well, just keep an eye on that website. He's very detail oriented and wants to make sure things are right before he pushes them live. But he's talked to me about some of his other stuff he's working on, and should be a good resource for anybody building out a home gym, especially if you're narrowing down to a specific category at a time.
Yep, yep. Carp, just calling it out. Giant lifting is underrated for everything, really. You are correct. They have some really solid, well priced options. I'm a huge fan of their company and their owners, good people. I always recommend checking out Giant Lifting if you're in the market for something. I mean, they even have their own functional trainer racks now that are very competitively priced. Maybe the best priced in the 3x3 1 inch 11 gauge ecosystem, not counting like the Macolos and the Ritfits and stuff. Really, really, really
Yeah,
competitive stuff. Not a lot of people know about them. They
their
cater
trap
more
bar is
to their
legit too.
I love their trap bar. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Yeah, I've been a huge stan and evangelist of their open trap bar for a long time. Um, yeah.
Yeah, one thing I probably could have added to the doc too would be Nike Strength releasing adjustable
Oh,
dumbbells.
yeah, you're right.
They also have a really expensive open trap bar that looks like Giants.
Yes, they do. It's
But
ridiculously
what's
expensive.
crazy, I've seen people post about that in the Home Gym Facebook group, and there are people who are like, "Yes, Nike. Yes, Nike." It's really interesting.
Yeah. And then somebody mentioned the other day, I didn't know this, but it's a third party company that's
Correct.
licensing the Nike brand. So it's not even really Nike behind the design and development. It's just some third party company that's paying for the license to put a bunch of swooshes all over it. Um,
Correct.
that it's, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but yeah, I haven't been interested in anything Nike related. I think the recycle like their crumb, that white crumb recycled like shoe soles is they're cool looking, but not practical from a cost perspective, and the fact that they'll oxidize yellow over time. Um, but yeah, I we go. Do you have a Shields out there? Do you know what
Mm-mm.
Shields is? Shields is like Disneyland for sports equipment.
You told me about it.
Yeah, yeah, they're huge, and they have Nike Strength, and we'll go to Shields, and I'll always go over there and take a look at what they've got. Never really impressed or desire to purchase anything, but
Yeah, Nike
yeah,
Strength is in like Dick's Sporting Goods right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly, yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to if you guys can see, I've got my Snoop on a stoop. It is officially Christmas season in my house. I've got my Christmas decorations behind me. Just wanted to shout that out. What else we got? Anything else? The comments
Great,
have been lighting
great,
up. I don't know.
great shout out. Yeah,
Direct it
we've
to
kind of
me.
softened the conversation.
We have.
But Legion supplements, I went out to Mr. Olympia, check out the convention in Las Vegas, and
Hmm.
they had like protein mac and cheese. They had like
Really?
protein cinnamon roll. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff. They would be cool to have. Uh,
Yeah, come
and
feed the people.
they must be a lot bigger of a company than I know. I think some of these supplement companies are just massive.
Oh yeah. I
I
mean,
feel like
people
it's a
buy up
lot easy.
supplements ridiculously. Yeah.
It's a lot easier business if you can get your brand out there than like gym equipment because you're like buying supplements on a monthly basis.
It's true. It's true. It's a consumable. So
Yeah.
people are gonna have to keep coming back to buy it to buy more. So it could be a really good business. You see companies pop up and disappear all the time. Skimming the comments, seeing what we got here. Paired and Powered Up had a funny comment that I appreciated.
What about this one? I would argue that gym equipment is one of the least white labeled section on the consumer market. I think I would I would maybe start to agree with that because there are more companies who are going outside of the white label. Just look at like the home gym con floor map. Like I don't know if we have any that are white labeling every single item. I think they're all like creating at least something that is different than everybody else on the market. Sure, like dumbbells and some plates, and then, but the like if you're white labeling strength machines, it's very unlikely that you're gonna come to Home Gym Con because you're not gonna stand out. You're gonna look bad.
Yeah, I mean they're out there, but Kurt, you make a good point. I hadn't really ever thought about that, but it seems fairly accurate. Let's see what else was in here. Somebody asked if we had covered. I lost the comment. Yeah, did you miss? Did you miss the conversation about the PRX new dual weight stacks?
That looks awesome,
It
but it's not
does.
available yet.
Okay, that's why we didn't put it in here. It's just been
Uh-huh.
teased. Yeah. Okay. So
Those do
coming
look
soon.
those do look great, and I believe it's a partnership with Dial
Oh,
Motion.
really? Yeah, with
I
dial
think
motion. Yeah,
so.
I
Yeah,
think it is too. Yeah, I think it
yeah.
is too. Yeah, because they've got the retractors on there.
Those
So
that setup looks really enticing. There's going to be a lot of racks, PRX racks that add that to their setup.
yeah, it just looks really well executed, and I think it's gonna be. I think it'll do well. Uh, yes, Doggy Style is a great album. So is The Dogfather and a lot of his other albums. Let's see. Yeah, just checking. Oh, Jameson asked if this was planned. I never wear a hat on this show. I'm always in a beanie. So today was more just grabbed it. I jumped on literally seconds before we hit live because I was having some challenges getting set up. So this was not planned. I was shocked too when I jumped on and saw you wearing your white home gym con hat, but good call out. Um,
I
yeah.
don't have a black one.
You don't.
No,
Oh, I would have
nope. We
thought you
sold them
kept
all.
one of
We
both.
we
Oh,
took them.
really?
They went
Nice.
all the orders went out.
To the
Yeah,
VIPs.
to the
That's right.
VIPs. I kept one though.
Good job. Good job. Yeah. Well,
Well,
got anything
I think
else?
that no, I think that's going to do it. We'll see you guys next week.
Happy
10,
Thanksgiving to
happy
everybody
Thanksgiving.
and to you,
Yes.
Jake. Yeah, have a happy
To you
Thanksgiving.
too.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Enjoy your turkey and your ham and all the good stuff. We'll see you
You
next
too.
week. Thanks, man.
See you 9:30 Eastern. Hope
There it
hope
is.
everyone can join live.